And we are in for the klop1324 versus Scatterbrained League Stage S League match. Klop here in the teal, his preferred color, of course. Age of Empires 4. Scatterbrained in the yellow, playing as the Rus, and Klop on the north of the map as the Abbasid dynasty. Like I said, we don't know too much about Scatterbrained here. These guys actually just joined Scatterbrained and a few others in the chat, perhaps. Just joined the tournament as a whole like 2 weeks ago. They happened across us on Twitch, so
yeah, I was gonna
happy
ask
to have them here.
if these are some of our newer players. I don't know if I've heard of these guys before.
Yeah, well, Klopp he's been around. He's the second place from last year.
Ah.
Very climactic match versus David there, but now he's got a new challenge. I believe Scatterbrained, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, Conqueror 1? Maybe 2? Depends on a good day, on a bad day, who knows? But looking at these builds, what little I know about Age 4 these days, so much has changed. We're on Mega Random today. We've got a little river on the right side for maybe some shore fishing, maybe some fishing ships. House of Wisdom coming up. Conqueror 2. Okay, gotta respect it. Put some respect on this Scatterbrained name, Kim. He's earned it.
All right.
And Klop, unranked, hasn't. He usually plays 2v2v2v2 Mega Random Nomad games just for fun. So we'll see how that experience stacks up. Got that House of Wisdom down. We got the straggler tree chopping from our Rus player. I assume that's to avoid having to build a lumber camp or anything, just in order to get those fishing ships out as fast as possible. Spend your wood on the Why are we posting the war in Dagestan? Somebody explain that one to me. I don't understand. Klopp actually going for a snipe on a couple of wolves here, trying to steal some resource, some gold generation from his Rus enemy. Rus versus Abzid. And also it looks like he's picked. Was the war in Dagestan also? Was it also in the Halloween map style? Because this looks great. This is the new Halloween October. I guess it's November now, but biome for Age 4, and I'd say they knocked it out of the park. They finally added dark mode to Age of Empires 4, and I'm a huge fan of that. Switch over to villagers on resources on the top now, because I'm clearly not talking about build orders very well. So if you want to look at that and draw your own conclusions while I try my best here, we can make that an option. That's what Russia looks like. Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's a big country. Could look like that in some places. Who knows? Okay, now we have yellow moving a lot over to wood. He's got the fishing eco underway, so not needing as much more on the sheep there. Does this overlay mode? I don't think there's a way to see like is it shift control 2, right? Shift alt 2 to see. Oh my gosh, home, up, north. Oh no, it's all coming. It's all. Oh no. We'll eyeball it. There's no way to see like bounty, right? Maybe if he builds a. We actually have no hunting cabin yet from our guy either. This is actually not what I would have expected from the Rus. But maybe this is the meta now. Who knows? I jest. Good to have you in the chat, Fish Speaker. Keep things going. Klop clicking up to Feudal Age, and now moving straight over to Stone. With the Abbasid dynasty here, we're probably going to expect to see at least 2 more town centers placed down, just for some.
Do the civilizations advance to the next stage a lot faster in AoE 4 than they do in AoE 2? Because I just noticed like he was already in, like at 4-minute mark, he's already at H2. So I don't know. Is it about the same? Is it a little bit shorter?
I guess maybe there's it's a lot more varied, I guess. So there may be opportunities to click faster as
Okay,
Yellow
interesting.
Scout actually goes down to early attack coming across the field from Klop. The Abbasid actually is the only one that can't really artificially increase their age up speed. You can see Scatterbrain now sending more villagers over to the landmark, which you have to complete in order to be in the next stage. The Abbasid Dynasty doesn't do that. They actually have this building where they click on whichever wing they want, and then when that completes, it goes up. They advance. So Klop going for that dock, and controversy welcome into the chat. AoE2 is Stone Age tech and Stone Age APM compared to Age 4. Well,
Interesting.
you know what? Fair enough. If that's how you see it, play some games and prove it to us. That's what I say. Kremlin coming down for Yellow on this gold mine. Yellow obviously also doesn't know necessarily the background of Klop either, so maybe some amount of testing the waters here, figuring each other out. Keep your towers and cons off my relics. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. My Mongols, I don't know. I gotta take every advantage I can with them these days. Feels like still taking down that dock, and Scatterbrained actually got a forward dock up with a villager and is walling off one of the 3 crossings, the middle crossing on Mega Random. This is indeed Mega Random. I always forget to show the draft. Maybe we'll do that after this game. One quick farm down for Teal. And we just have there were like spear. Where did he build the spearman out of? Am I blind? Streamer blind? Oh, I think it's like you get them. Okay, yeah. That's a new by as in it within the last year thing that you get when you do that wing. You do the military wing, you get units when you get to the next stage. So that's where you got those. Expedites things a little bit. Going for the ram now, taking a little too long to burn down that. But we finally have our militia coming out. From the Kremlin, you can summon militia. For $55. 55 food. With that many vills on gold, I already smell a night rush. From the Rus player, that is not unexpected. Commonly known as a night civilization. He's actually dropping down 3 stables right now, which is insane. That's a huge commitment to stables.
He's looking to get some push out there, maybe try to get a little control out on the map, which is always a good thing to have.
That's right. And has converted one of his, I think, either converted or produced. Ladia Galley here. One knight out. One spear versus one knight. Not going to be able to trade there.
But he is going to get the docks, which is a good, going to slow Yellow's, Scatterbrained's resource gain just for a little bit. Maybe not a huge setback, but it is a good poke on his end. And it looks like Scatterbrained is going to get those units right there, so...
I'm looking at the eco count now. Does this show villagers? That's what I want to know. 30 villagers and 6 fishing ships for our yellow player. And 31 villagers and no fishing ships for teal. Ram gonna go down now. He just clicked it on something random just to keep the enemy busy. One thing about these shorefish is that they will run out and not regenerate because Mega Random has not given these players any deep water fish, which do regenerate over time. So he's going to have to keep moving around. Villager goes down on the dock here to the north, and Klop has actually found it. Yeah, it's 3445 eco units. I was curious about just the villager count, because Scatterbrained is definitely going to have an advantage with the fishing ships in play. You can see he has like no villagers on food. He's just relying on the fishing ships. And now the pretty standard but very strong stables, and then switch and add some archers as well into that. Already thinking ahead is Yellow with a triple stable archer drop. That's confidence right there. Klop with the outpost on the stone. He looks like he feels like he's a little bit on the back foot now, you know. That scout goes down. What's the scouting like for these players? How do I... It's F, I think. Control F. Okay, there we go. So that's what teal has seen. And then over here we have yellow's field of view. Few spearmen out now for teal. No upgrades on these guys. They're just default spearmen, but it will be enough to chase away 4 knights. Six spears, 4 early knights, lancers. Oh, they are knights. Okay. Yeah, I guess Klopp could maybe hope to catch up with the 2 TC versus Doc and TC. Scatterbrained, though, going for the technology play as opposed to the eco play, has actually just gone up to the Castle Age. Abbey of the Trinity is out, and he's already, I think he's already queued relics with these. Amazing. This guy knows what he's all about with the roost here. Klopp still just working with spearmen here. He does know that the archers are out, so he's going to be able to start working on a counter for that. But just going crazy with the eco. Has almost caught up, actually, with the 2 TC. These, something really powerful with these roost fishing ships as well is that they don't have to go back to the dock to drop off their fish. It just trickles in over time. So if your dock ever gets destroyed, as a la right here, it's just fine. Klopp going for a risky gold mine over here, just hoping the enemy won't spot it. And it looks like this might come to a head in Castle Age. Market for yellow just to balance some things out. He's floating. Actually, he's got that resource control pretty well under control. Relics are going to start trickling in, though. He's moving out to the sacred site, which has some incredible pumpkin assets on here. Look at this. This feels pretty spooky to me, doesn't it? Klopp with the correct unit types here. Knight, archer versus horseman, spearman. Going for the counterplay. Pretty solid Abbasid choice here. Still with no... Okay, we have ranged armor on... Actually, I don't even know. I don't think we're seeing any upgrades, because it'll say like +1 on there. Yeah, like this here. So ranged defense on these knights. No blacksmith upgrades yet for Klopp. I don't think he's dropped the blacksmith yet, actually, to be honest.
So, Scatterbrain's going in for some early aggression here, trying to maybe get Klopp to respond. It looks like he's going to be able to hold him off with those archers. I think there's enough. I think Scatterbrained has enough units to deal with this. He's better pull back those knights. He's just going to lose them. And
got the ram push coming in now.
Yeah.
And I believe all of the spears are garrisoned in the town center, so that's going to be pretty fearsome fire. That tower's still doing its thing too. Klopp is still in the feudal age though. He has passed actually on villager count.
He's gonna try to. Looks like he's gonna be able to stop that.
Gonna try to force a fight here.
The archers are not in a good position. They're gonna be able to. He's better to get those units. You better try to start kiting them out. Try to get him out of there. Looks like he does respond well enough. He is gonna be able to come out on top of this fight, but it looks like moment that he's
fully upgraded, like not fully upgraded, but they're Castle Age Knights now, and that was against unupgraded Feudal Age Spearmen.
Yeah,
so the numbers looked good for teal, but it didn't quite pan out. Reddit.
And he does end up finishing that ram as well. So that's is that another ram or is that a second?
This is the first ram that he was working on. So that's going to take out that tower. Klopp is going to be able to burn it down. Well, never mind. Maybe not.
That ram's a little too strong. And I think Klopp being in the second age is really holding him back. He's not able to respond to these attacks as well as he can. I'd say if he was in that third age, he would be able to... He might have been able to get a few more units out of that engagement at the bottom earlier, but unfortunately, him being behind as he is really hurting him right now.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Teal. At this point in time, Knights are just running in. We are one age behind. He did manage to get the eco back up to favorable, the eco count, but it looks like the timing push from Yellow's Castle Age attack is
Scatterbrained
really
is right
paying
now
off.
just really putting the pressure on. He's got enough He has enough archers to deal with. He's hopefully he manages his little attack well. He doesn't want to lose any of those archers, because again, those archers have some really good range. He is going to be able to do it. That town center is going to go down. It's
Again,
not.
we're... Oh, there we go. We have the GG from Klopp, looks like. I was looking at the resources per minute there, especially before that attack, were fairly comparable for Klopp there, but he just didn't have... It was just all about that timing push from the root, so
I
very
think.
well played.
Yeah,
GG, GG. Well played from Scatterbrain there. Total score. It's all coming up yellow here. The stone collected is higher for Klopp. Like I said, comparable economy in the end, but just all about timing and the pace of the game. All right. Since they are in S tier, and this also applies to A tier, it's a best of 3 for each match. So Scatterbrain's going to have to win one more if he wants to close this match out and get 2 points. 1 point for winning and 1 point for challenging.
Oh, okay. I thought we were on the Euro game. Okay, nice.
Yeah. We are on EGC TV's Kawasan, which we saw in the match myself versus Namcap a couple weeks ago. 2 lakes in the middle with a few deep water fish and some berries. Lots of berries in the center. Klopp already trying to deny this dock. He knew what was coming before we even got the intro out of the way. Scatterbrained in yellow now playing as the Abbasid himself, and Klopp in teal again as the English.
But good play by Plop to respond to that dock. If you knew, I mean, if you know, or trying to respond to the dock, but if you know your opponent well enough, you're going to be able to see what they do and hopefully respond to whatever trick that they try. But Scatterbrain does get that dock up, so that is going to be some extra resources that are going to be at its disposal.
Yeah, this map does usually turn into a fight about the fish in the middle, at least in the early mid game. So we'll see if Klopp goes for a dock of his own. There are 2 ponds here, and he's been pretty good with the scouting.
Yeah, as we know,
Control F.
Even thinking of AoE 2, usually any times that there's a massive amount of water on the map, you usually want to take advantage of those fishing resources, because those can be a very big boon to you later on in the game.
Yeah, very much so. Scatterbrained agrees. He's going for the double dock opening. All villagers to the straggler trees. I know some gamers who would be happy to see these straggler trees all go down. Make it easier to place farms later. Oh no, you can just delete them in Age 4. You just overwrite them with the farms. It doesn't even matter. Klopp now just working away on those sheep. We don't have any roofs this game, so no need to deny any wolves or deer or anything like that. Now the lumber camp coming up for Scatterbrained. Not able to produce fishing ships out of both of these docks with the current state of the economy. But it's good to have them up there, I guess. Like,
yeah.
If you see anything from the enemy, you can easily respond on either side, so... We do have the Council Hall coming up for Klopp. That's going to be able to produce Longbowmen. Unique unit for the English. One of several. Very strong feudal, mid-feudal timing push with those, if you can pull it off. And we have the House of Wisdom coming up for Scatterbrained. Looks like he's going to be able to click up to that Age 2 fairly soon after completing it. Klop looking to maybe take out this scout. Maybe if he garrisoned there, he might have got it. I'm not sure. The English town centers are fearsome. But yellow is going to be able to scout out the council hall coming up. Klop pulls out the short bows of the villagers get for the English, but not quite able to pick off that scout for now.
Scout is going to hang out of range to just stick around, see if maybe he can get any more vision on the town. It is interesting seeing some of the more defensive options that AoE 4 has compared to AoE 2 in regards to what the villagers can do. Again, right there, like the English have, so the villagers can use longbows or bows to defend themselves from an attack.
Yeah, it's a English specific thing. Most other civs, the villagers are pretty basic. They just have little shivs they have to use. But good luck tower rushing the English. Scatterbrained now also going for the military wing. Second game in a row we've seen that first for the Abbasid. I'm starting to wonder if I'm just out of date. That seems interesting to me. Military first as the meta this match. Council Hall is up though for Klop. Scatterbrained going for a third dock here. Really committed to that water, the long-term payout that's going to get him in the terms of economic expansion. Yeah. Klop also has a dock out with 2 fishing ships though, so
yeah, as long as he can take advantage of that and use all those resources effectively, then those 2 docks are definitely going to pay off.
Yeah, Klop trying to deny that dock again with the English villagers short bows, not quite able to pick off the villager, and I think that villagers are going to make it home. We do have longbows coming out, streaming out from that Age 2 landmark now. Looks like a pretty solid eco bonus to keep that stream, or distribution, to keep that stream of units coming. And he's just using these short bows like no tomorrow on all the units he can. Might actually take out Scatterbrained Scout here with his. There's also an attack there with the short, long, with the bows of some kind. There it goes. As yellow hits feudal himself and starts dropping military buildings. Stable first is a good play against the English with these longbows. If you don't see anything else from them, we also have a archer ship, which is solid anti-infantry, anti-land unit. Good thing to start out with on the water, especially in feudal. Looks like Klop might lose all of his water units here, actually. Not able to produce military of his own on that front. Also, yellow moving out with spearmen. Oh, this is a free army that he got, that yellow got from aging up. I was gonna say kind of a weird choice versus longbows, your own spearmen and archers, but hey, it's free.
Can't beat that.
You see the Golden Age Tier 1 activated pop up there. That's an Abbasid Dynasty bonus where the more buildings they have connected to this aura that pops up whenever I click on the House of Wisdom, the higher the Golden Age they get is, and they get bonuses for that. So Tier 1 we just got is Villager Gather Rate, plus 15% for all resources for having 10 structures connected. And it looks like the Horseman... I mean, Klop is, it seems like he's not really going for like a serious attack right now. Running back with all the archers now. Just trickling out a few units to harass and harry around the map. But now that's going to have to turn into more of a ball composition, I guess, as he's forced to add spears.
Pace of this game is certainly a bit slower compared to game 1. Both players seem pretty content right now to just kind of bulking up, slowing down, getting their resources. Scatterbrained is getting some units out, moving them towards Plop's base, so he might be looking to try to mount an offensive of some kind, but both players slowing down, trying to get resources in hand before they'd make any big moves.
Scatterbrained looks pretty content to just hold on to what he's got right now. He knows he has the lead economically, especially with double pawns. Let's see if... I think Klop could take this fight. Let's see, can I get the... Okay. Here they come.
Moving in.
I guess it kind of depends on the micro here. There's not really enough archers for Scatterbrained right now.
One unit off. Does get one unit, but it looks like Plop's not gonna.
Gonna have to pull back. Yellow is hoping to get those berries, but
Really good play by Plop there to respond. He's not pushing, which is interesting. I think if he maybe pushed a little bit, he could have gotten a little bit more off. But playing a rather conservative game, not a bad thing. But it did get Scatterbrained to fall back.
The English are pretty slow civ in general, so they can tend to take their time. With basically, at least in this configuration, with the council hall playing into all infantry units, they're just walking around. Longbows, well, it's that guy gliding around a little bit. Do we have movement speed? 1.12 tiles? What's a villager? 1.12? Show me the spear. 1.25. So longbows are a little more on the slow side of things. Klop is just going to try and deny the water, which I think is a really good move here. The archer ships, though, that have already been added preemptively by yellow are going to be an issue. Let's see. Oh, he's just going to move in with all those horsemen. Not enough spears in position for Teal here. He's just going to take the fight head up with the horsemen and the longbows. It's not going to be too cost effective. Looks like it might turn out... Oh, ooh, that's a big shot from the Dow. Ooh. This horseman's on 1 HP, by the way. Okay, it does get sniped. But huge huge assist from that Dow there in that fight. That was crazy damage. We can see on the bottom left of this overlay, destroyed value and worker kills, where my mouse is right now. So the destroyed value is the resources that of the other players that you have destroyed. So Teal Klop has destroyed 830 resources worth of value, I guess. Yellow at 1700 after that. Big fight there. Going for the defensive outpost. I'm not sure. So network of castles for the English is a bonus that gives all nearby units a 20% increase to attack speed, and that also applies to the nearby units to outposts. So as the English, you'll often see English players dropping outposts wherever there's going to be a fight, just in order to get that bonus.
Both players have docks right now that are gaining fish, or is it just Scatterbrained that still has a dock right now?
Looks like Klop is still working on contesting water. He's made a Hulk, which is really good against the Dow, but you can see Scatterbrained actually repairing it with the fishing ships. If you right click on a ship with the fishing ship, you can repair it. So it looks like that's going to be another rough engagement for Klop. The unit is good though, unit choice. Scatterbrained has actually made it to age 3 without us even noticing. So pro commentary here. That was with the culture wing. As that arrow ship goes down, we have the Ghoulam coming out. This is the Man-at-Arms unique variant for the Abbasid. They have like a double attack with their like swing, and they're pretty formidable, especially against longbow spearmen in the feudal age. So we'll see how Klop is able to handle this. The longbows do enough. They have enough of a high enough of a flat damage dealt to be able to handle with man-at-arms like in mass. But I guess we'll see how many Scatterbrained is planning on sending out here. It looks like he's sending them all. They asked him how many Ghoulam you want to send.
He's gonna go ahead and
he
push.
Said yes.
He is really leaning into it right now. He feels confident. I don't know if it's the right play though. I mean, he's got the archers there. You got the guard tower.
I mean, look at
We're gonna
these Golem just shrugging off the arrow fire, though. It's taken, I mean, how much... Okay, let me do a quick math. 7 bow, 6 armor. Each arrow is doing 1 damage.
Oh my word.
The minimum damage. And
Yeah,
Klop is forced off of the wood there. He is on the other side, a little sneaky. But now the Golem are in. They're roving around the farms. Klop gonna try to drop another outpost there. The English town centers are quite a danger, but Klop, he says, too many ants in my anthill. I can't handle it. And calls the GG there. So Scatterbrained, good game. GG's all around. Scatter is a legend. That's right. That's right. I can't wait to see who he challenges next. I want to see some more high tier matches. The total unit count, everything. I mean, it's all the villager count is actually looking pretty good, pretty comparable for both right up until the end. But it's again just all about the timing. I talked to Klop a little bit afterwards, and he said once he saw the Abbasids hit Castle Age, he knew those men-at-arms, those swordsmen were coming, but he just couldn't do anything about it. The timing of that man-at-arms attack that Golem attack is just too powerful.
Sometimes all it takes is just one little push, and then you're down and
Yeah.
out.
I think something that is really reflected here in this matchup is just the ability to judge the flow of the game, you know? And that just comes from experience, I think. These guys, Homs, Scatterbrained, they play a lot of Age 4, like, daily. And that's not something we have many other people in the tournament doing. So they're able to be a little more comfortable reading the pace of the game and how everything is flowing. So congrats there. That's 2 points, 1 for winning and 1 for winning a challenge. And yeah, there we go. That's our Age 4 match for the day.
Woohoo!